Okay, number 12, now we're moving into a different concept, this idea of solving. So first thing you're going to do is look at the bases and see if they match. We've got a base of 3, base of 3. Because the bases match, that means we can drop the base, G. No, I'm literally going to take and cross those out. Drop the base, G. That leaves the powers of 4x equals 2x plus 8. Finish solving. 2x equals 8. Divide by 2. And we've solved to get x equals 4. Now the problem with this next one is the bases don't match, so we can't drop the base, G. But we can replace 9 with 3 squared. Okay, now it looks like this. Now the bases match. So we're going to drop the base. G. Cross them off. You're left with x equals 2. No solving there. Next one, same idea. We need to make them match. So you would look in your list and say, is there 6 to a power that equals 1296? And if you look down the list, it's at 6 to the 4th. So this problem is actually the same thing as this problem. Now you say, oh look, the bases match. They match. Which means we can drop the base, G. Cross the sixes out. And we're left with 8n, or x, it doesn't matter, equals 4. Okay, gonna finish solving. We get 8n equals negative 2. And that 8. We get n equals negative 2 over 8. Now that is not 4. Be careful with that. You've got to reduce that fraction, which means we're going to divide by 2 on top and bottom, which becomes a negative 1 over 4. Now on your calculators, it will reduce fractions for you. If you type in 2 divided by 8 and then hit the math button on the left below the green one and then hit enter twice. That's the bottom right key. 2 times. It will reduce fractions for you. With or without the negative, it doesn't matter. Okay, moving on. This next one, if you look in your table, there is no power of 4, or sorry, 8 that turns 4 into an 8. So that'll be a little bit trickier. These are the ones where you've got to look in the table and you go, wait a minute, 4 is 2 squared, and 8 is 2 to the 3rd. They both can be written with a base of 2, so that would be our matching base. These are still in the power. And then you look at that and go, oh, the bases match, so I can drop the base G. Match. Drop the base G. Boots and cats and boots and cats. How's that for rapping? I don't know why I feel the need to rap. I'm not very good at it. I'm not good at it at all. Okay, now what's left over? The powers. Now that 2 on the inside is part of the power. Same with the 3 over here. So you combine them by distributing. Right, over here that's going to be 4x minus 2. This side, 3x minus 15. And then we're going to solve and get rid of this 2. Okay. Move this 3x, or get rid of it over there. We need all the x's on one side. That leaves 1x equals negative 13. And there is our value for x. Okay, this one, again, if you look in your table, there's no power of 3 that turns it into 12. There's no tables that have both 3 and 12, so we're going to have to use a different method, which uses logs. So you cannot change bases if you cannot make the bases match. Then you're going to use logs. It means to convert. All right, I'm going to turn this into a log because what that does is get this x out of the power, and we can use our calculator to actually figure out what that is. So rewriting it, here's the base, so he's going to become the baby guy, and then these two swap places. So the 12's on the right, now it's on the left, and this whole thing, x minus 1, is up in the power, so the whole thing is going to transfer to the other side. Our equation looks like this now. Log base 3 of 12 equals x minus 1. And if you boop, boop, boop in the calculator, right there, you're going to get the number about 2.262. Just boop, boop, boop on your calculator. Remember that log base is under the math menu. Math menu. Math at the bottom. It says log base. Okay, not quite done solving because x is not by itself. 2.262 equals x minus 1. To finish solving, we're going to have to add that 1. Be careful with place values here. You might want to use a calculator to actually calculate that so that you don't mess up with the decimal places and lining them up. And then you get x equals 3.262. This next one, now this one says round to the nearest 10,000ths. If you can't remember where it's at, that's okay, because you're going to see an answer that's close to yours. It just might have a couple more digits. All right. 15 to the 2x equals 36. You've got to switch it to log. So I'm going to write the word log. I'm going to take my base here, 15, and make it a baby. Swap these two numbers. Now the 2x is on the right side. Okay, boop, boop, boop. Figure out what this number is. 1.3232. Right, so now our equation looks like this. 1.3232 equals 2x. Get rid of that 2. we have x equals 0.6616, I think. And there you go. There's your equation. Okay, 18 says again to solve the equation, which means we have to go to log. Now, E, you have to remember this. E automatically means ln. This can be the easiest problems ever. You replace E with ln, and these guys still swap places. So 1.4, and that equals 2x. Right, we've got ln of 1.4 equals 2x. Boop, boop, boop. Calculator says this equals 0.36 thousandths. Should be 363. Just kidding. 336. Okay, and that equals 2x. Again, finish solving. We've got to divide by 2 to cancel that guy out. Okay, so now, I don't know if I said this in the previous bit. So this was 0.336. We divided by 2 and got 0.168. All right, now these story problems, you guys were really good at these. You've got your formulas. You just got to know what keywords to look for. Compounded tells you you can use that cheat sheet with the A equals the little one that I gave you. So compounded, compounded. That one says compounded. Number 22 does not, so you cannot use that formula, right? Cannot use the cheat sheet. Does not say compounded. That means you're going to have to use the other cheat sheet that says exponential growth or exponential decay. And a formula for as well. That one has A, R, and T, and then ditto for down here. All right, let's go back up to compounded. Now the next part is to look for that keyword that lets you know which formula you're actually going to use. This one says continuously. That means our formula is the PERT. And remember, E is just a button on the calculator. We've got to find P, R, and T. P is the principal or the starting amount of money, R is the rate, and T is the time. So like I told you, go through and find the numbers, and then we'll figure out where to put them after we did it. Rate is easy. It's the percent. Don't forget to convert it. Number one mistake right here is people forget to convert it to a decimal. Okay, this other number is $3,500. It's money, so it's got to be a principal amount. And then this one says 18 years, which obviously is a time. All right, let's plug this in. A equals 3,500 E to the 0.09 times 18. Now this E guy, there is two ways of finding it in the calculator. You can either do second divide and then do the power key, or you can do second ln and it will already have the power pushed. So that's kind of a little time saver. So plug this into your calculator and you get that that is about, okay, so plug into calculator, I got 17,685.82. No cents matter. That was pretty good. It was for 18 years though.